Today on Corporate Review, join us as we explore innovative technologies, cutting-edge solutions, and timely discussions from leaders across the globe. This is Corporate Review.
Welcome to Corporate Review. I'm Jackie Bales. Regardless of size, businesses today need some type of recognition and loyalty program to survive. Well, here today to discuss how his company, Rymax Marketing Services, is helping organizations implement recognition and loyalty programs is the Vice President of Sales, Paul Gordon. Welcome, Paul.
Thanks, Jackie.
Paul, the use of loyalty programs to engage a targeted audience has really been around for decades. So why has it now grown into a multi-billion-dollar industry?
The primary reason is because of communication. Today's participants, whether it's a consumer or whether it's an employee, has information that's available to them. And because of that, they want to be engaged in a much different fashion. So if you sort of think about the old days when people used to maybe do the S&H green stamps and
Absolutely.
collect things, they would work towards an item all year long. The brands change very quickly. The manufacturers need to make sure that they stay top of mind, and then the consumer needs to feel that they're getting the latest and greatest. On the employee side, the reason why it's grown in such big numbers is because the employee base has changed now. You know, we remember when we were fascinated by fax machines coming into play, or just different things that changed the business dynamic. Today, over 50% of the workforce are millennials, and they don't remember a time when there wasn't an internet, and they also feel very comfortable in discussing things in 140 characters or less. So they want things right away, they want immediate gratification, and they want brands that are very much in demand during that time.
Mm-hmm. So how is Rymax Marketing Services helping companies create and manage loyalty and recognition programs?
The biggest thing is to really understand the audience. And we talk about segmentation and concentration all the time. Segmentation of understanding that all things are not the same for all people, and then concentrating on what is right for each of those different demographic groups. People cannot simply be enticed to do things by getting X. They need to have a choice of things. They need to have something that resonates in terms of what their lifestyle is all about. The demographic is different in the South than it is in the North versus the Pacific Northwest or the Midwest. And so we take a lot of time with our clients understanding what their base is and then developing the right program for them.
Rymax was created because I saw a gap in the incentive industry. We needed a way to pull together a factory direct relationship with the needs of the client, as well as the opportunity to bring all the full services that the client needed under one roof. So there was an easy way to bring everybody together, and that's what Rymax became. And now, Rymax gave me the opportunity to close that gap. We created an ideal situation for our factory relationships and the client relationships to mend and meld together under one roof and create a total customer experience of satisfaction. Rymax is a leader because we've stuck to our core. Since Rymax's inception, we've believed that the pricing has to be right. We believe that we have to bring the latest, greatest, newest products to the market. We believe that our clients and their needs are first and foremost, and we have to be flexible. Cookie cutters are not what we're about. We're about customizing a solution to fit the client's needs, bringing them the opportunity to help grow their business. Our greatest accomplishment is that we've changed the culture of the industry. It used to be that a logoed pen or an old gold watch was the standard. We've taken that to a new level and allowed people the freedom of choice. It's up to them, and they need it fast, and they need it in their hands immediately. That's what we're about.
It sounds like Rymax is really offering a custom type service to their clients. Tell me the broad range of clients you serve.
We have a customer base that really covers the spectrum of every type of business you can imagine. So we have the top customers in transportation, in automotive, in casinos, in financial. And in each of those groups, we're running programs that are both for the consumer as well as for the employee. Because the average person is enrolled in so many different programs, the key really is to have a program that's unique and has a program that is going to drive them to use that credit card or that airline or stay loyal to a certain product, beverage, whatever the case may be. And that's really the importance of sort of what we deliver to our clients.
Let's talk about the casino business first. I know you mentioned that. Rymax has really taken a leadership role in loyalty programs in the casino business. Why was that market so attractive to you?
Well, the casino business has grown substantially over the last 10, 15 years. There was a time when people really viewed it as Las Vegas, Atlantic City, Connecticut. Now you've got 20 some odd states that have casinos. It's a business proposition that each state looks at to generate revenue, tax dollars. It increases the employee opportunities. It builds ancillary businesses, and I point to certain properties like the Sands Casino in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, MGM in Detroit, where you've got markets that were depressed because other industries left, and when the casinos came in, it created opportunities for everybody. They understand loyalty. They understand that there's a need to, if it's in a market that's brand new, initiate trial. If it's a market that's crowded, how do you somehow steal market share? And if it's a situation where the age group is starting to change, you know, how do you start to appeal to different demographics that are there? So the player loyalty programs have been in place for some time. What's changed is that in the old days, people would get in line just because there was a line.
Right.
And at the end of the line, maybe it was a logoed item or some little something or other as a gift. Exactly. Now they want things that are of substance. They want brands. And that's what Rymax did. We created a different dynamic. So when you go there and you have an opportunity because you've played, get Michael Kors, you know, or get Salvatore Ferragamo, or get Beats, Hearts on Fire Diamonds, whatever the case may be, that becomes really important because the casino player has sort of a sense of entitlement. I come here, I spend my money here, and now I want something of real substance. And so that part of the business has grown dramatically, and they really understand loyalty, and it's just been a perfect marriage for us to team up with them and really grow.
So no longer the free drinks or a free room, that doesn't cut it anymore.
Well, I don't know that it really cuts it, or maybe it did in the old days because the dynamic was somewhat different. But quite frankly, in the gaming industry, where 60% of the revenue used to be gaming and 40% was ancillary, it actually has flipped in recent years. And that's why you see a lot more clubs and restaurants that have high-end celebrity chefs. So we tie all of that together, and we build a program that makes sure that we reward them for everything from their stay to where they're eating to how they're playing, and then create a different dynamic for them.
So Paul, let me ask you, what is the ROI? You know, if a company is going to commit to having a loyalty program for customers and a recognition program for employees, what's the value?
So that's a great question because the biggest obstacle for us is risk aversion, because they're trying to figure out, what is this going to cost me? The reality is that the program should be self-liquidating. And what I mean by that is that if it's budgeted against a certain lift in sales, or if it's budgeted against the employee base and the cost of retaining an employee, those are the things that are real cost to an organization. So when you have programs like this in place, it really should be self-liquidating because it's being funded through either the lift in the sales, or it's being funded in the efficiencies within the organization from a human resource standpoint.
Overall, what do you anticipate for the growth of loyalty programs, say over the next 5 years, Paul? This is such a changing aspect of our lives these days, it seems.
Yeah, I can't conceive of any employer that does not have a program in place for their employees. You need it. You want to retain the good employees. You want to recruit even better employees in the organization. And I think that at the same time, you're going to see that products also need that loyalty because it's almost like a necessary evil. If everybody has something, they're going to have something to compete with that. The difference is that they need to make sure that what they're offering is in fact different from what the competition is all about. So the growth factor is tremendous. I think the growth factor in the U.S. over the next 10 years is even greater because we need a method to keep employees engaged because they're less loyal to their employers than ever before. They're more transient. And in terms of the brands, because of the shorter cycle of the brands being around, manufacturers really need something that's going to keep them engaged with the program as well.
So in all of this thought process, you're really bringing together all these elements in one neat package.
Yeah, we really have researched the landscape of sort of corporate America. On all sides of the businesses, we think that we have something that's valuable and that somebody really should commit to. And if they do it right, they're going to have an incredibly happy employee base, and they're also going to have a consumer that's loyal for a long time.
Wow. It sure sounds like Rymax understands the importance of providing your clients with an all-inclusive incentive solution. Thanks for joining us today, Paul.
Thanks, Jackie.
And thank you for watching. For Corporate Review, I'm Jackie Bales.